Good Thursday afternoon. This is Daniel Crawley with the weather update. What a great day it's been on this Thursday. We've after the clouds and the fog that occurred this morning, had low temperatures in the 50s. That broke about mid-morning, and temperatures just took off. Matter of fact, I'm out here today doing the update for you. Just a nice day, partly cloudy skies, a little bit of a breeze from the south, and we've got temperatures in the low to mid 70s. But don't get too used to that, folks. Big changes are coming starting tonight, and definitely for the weekend. We're going to go back into a little bit of a colder regime for a couple days. And for those who might have planted any plants or crops early on, there's a risk that you're going to have some freezing temperatures. In fact, the idea of freezing temperatures looks like a likelihood, especially on Sunday morning. And we'll kind of go into that a little bit here during this video update. But if you look at what's going on with the temperatures across the entire southeast, we got temperatures from the low to mid 70s, even approaching a few areas of 80 degrees to our south, down in areas of lower South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. And with a nice southerly breeze that's pumped up a lot of warm and some moist air, we got dew points in the low to mid 50s across much of the southeast. And what's going to happen there is the combination of a little bit of moisture and an approaching cold front means that we will see some showers. Could occur as early this evening, but most likely during the overnight hours of tonight into Friday. You can see farther here to the north and west, you can see a definite cold front set up across the Tennessee Valley region, lower Ohio Valley region. Temperatures in places like Cincinnati and Evansville are in the 40s, 40s in Memphis. Nashville, Tennessee is at 51 right now at late afternoon hours. But still, if you look off toward Knoxville and Chattanooga, they're still in the mid 70s. So there's you can see that cold front that's kind of set up between Knoxville and Nashville, and it's running from north east to southwest, and that will begin to cruise through here tonight, and that will begin our change in the weather for the next couple days. I'm going to pull up the radar right quick. There's not a lot going on locally right now. We did have some thunderstorms that come in off the Atlantic early this morning and infected parts of lower South Carolina and southeastern North Carolina. But those moved up pretty quick and didn't cause much of a problem. Again, for us here in the western Piedmont foothills, we don't expect much thunder, if any at all, over the next 24 hours. Wouldn't completely rule it out, but we're not expecting much of it. It'll be more in the form of rain showers. Those could be moderate at times, moderate to even heavy, depending on how much organization we get of our precept, especially as we get into later tonight. But if you look at what's going on now, a lot of the precepts focused along the Gulf Coast region, and there's even a little bit trying to flare up along the frontal boundary, and some moisture that's kind of behind the frontal boundary over places of western Kentucky, southeast Indiana, and up in close to the Cincinnati area. That's actually behind the front, and I think what's going to happen as we head into tonight, we will have the frontal passage come through, probably first for your western sections like McDowell, Burke County around midnight or so, and they'll take a couple hours for it to sweep all the way through our coverage area. But what's going to happen, I think the precept may try to organize behind the front instead of ahead of the front. So what will happen as we get into later tonight, and I'll pull up the model data right quick. What this shows right here is actually quite a bit of convective activity as we head into this evening across Tennessee and Kentucky. That might be a little overdone at this time, but we'll kind of keep an eye on that and see what happens. It will progress eastward, and as we head into the overnight hours, you'll see that it tries to break up as it tries to cross the Smokies and across the Southern Alps. But this is also around the time that the front will be passing through the region. And as we go a little bit past that, then you'll see as we head to say 3 in the morning, there may be some moderate to heavy precip that tries to form on the backside of that front, as there will be a weak area of low pressure, some upper energy running along that front. Excuse me. And that will create the lift in the colder air to allow some of that rain to fall. Again, quarter to half inch of rain is possible across the region as we head into the overnight hours. Probably higher amounts the closer you are to the Blue Ridge. So the folks in, say, eastern Catawba, Lincoln County, or lower Cleveland County may not have as much rain as, say, Lenoir, Morganton, or Marion, or Old Fort. Just continue looking at the model here. That will push through, and really the time frame for the most rain will be anywhere from about 11 o'clock tonight to about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then as we head past 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, things should begin to clear out. The winds will start to shift out northwest, and the colder air will begin to move into the region. And by afternoon, we'll probably have some cumulus build up across the region, because you'll have the cold air aloft coming in. But with the warm March sun, that will allow a little bit of some instability to develop. I don't think it'll be enough for any kind of shower or thunderstorm activity, but you'll probably have a pretty good cumulus field try to build up as we head into later tomorrow afternoon. Then we head into tomorrow night. Temperatures will really start to drop, and probably by the time you wake up Saturday morning, east of the mountains, you're going to be in the low to maybe mid 30s, depending on where you are. And for our folks in the mountainous areas of McDowell, Burton, Caldwell, you're probably going to be below freezing. And that will be the first of 2 mornings that we'll have to watch for frost and freeze issues. I know some folks have probably already planted some products. It's a little early for that, to be honest. So we're giving you a heads up here. Take your precautions to protect your plants or any crops or anything you might have planted here early, because we will have potentially 2 nights in a row that we could have either a frost or freeze. Looking at the temperatures on our model data, and this is this evening, and again you can tell a lot of warm air out in front of that frontal boundary. But as you can see here, as we head into tonight, the front will be approaching our western sections as we head around midnight, and will continue to go eastward. And so as we head to about 4 a.m., the front's going to be lined up probably close to I-85. So areas west of the front will begin to cool down. There will also be rainfall in that region, which will also help to cool the air a little bit more. And I'd say by the time we get to daylight, we're going to be in the mid-40s or so east of the mountains, and you may be in the upper 30s along the higher elevations. The thing about tomorrow, there's going to be a little bit of cloud cover, especially early, and you'll have the leftover moisture. Temperatures are not going to rise a whole lot, especially early in the day. We'll stay in the 40s through lunchtime. As things begin to shift and the winds start to come out of the northwest, the cloud cover will probably break up a little bit. We may jump up a couple degrees in the afternoon. So we're going to call for low 50s tomorrow afternoon from west to east, with 40s still in the mountains. That may be optimistic depending on exactly how much cloud cover we'll have and how long it persists. But after you get into tomorrow afternoon, then the temperatures will really begin to bottom out. And going through the model data again here, this is midnight Friday night, and by the time you wake up Saturday morning, you're going to have low 30s for areas like Marion and Morton, Lenoir, probably Hickory. Areas like Lincolnton, Shelby, Kings Mountain, you're probably going to be in about the 34, 35 range. Still be a little bit breezy, but it should be mostly clear and it'll be quite cool. For Saturday, it's going to be continued cold. Temperatures going to struggle into the 40s across the area. If you're in the mountains, you may stay in the 30s for Saturday, and then the big freeze would come Saturday night. I think just about everybody in our viewing area is going to fall below freezing Saturday night. Areas in our far eastern regions like Lincolnton and down towards Shelby and Kings Mountain, you're probably going to be upper 20s, and then the farther west you go, you're probably going to fall into the mid 20s, and in the higher elevations of McDowell, Burton, Caldwell, you're probably going to be pushing 20 degrees on Sunday morning. The right day right now. Get out and enjoy the rest of this Thursday afternoon. It's nice and warm, but big changes are coming for the weekend.